all back. Hello? Good morning, Starshines. The DH says hello. Hi, everybody. Hallie, thank you so much for pouring my coffee. Pouring my coffee, which actually isn't coffee today, it's hot chocolate. It says, good morning, gamers! Good morning, Glenn! That's kind of what it is around here all of the time. Alright, but thank you for pouring my coffee, which is hot chocolate, so let's get that down here. Binks is sniffing my coffee, which is hot chocolate. Good morning, Lady K, welcome in. Alright, so there we've got Kali with a really lopsided flower. Mike, hello, good morning. Running into stuff on my desk. Alright. Thank you for pouring my coffee. It's on there. I'm just gonna rescue my floss box because I made the choice to leave it open where Binks could walk into it. That would have been bad. But good morning, everyone. Glenn is purring an eepy. He says no good mornings. Well, he had a busy night, so I woke up this morning and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cat toys in the bed with me because Sam and Glenn just bring their toys into the bed to play with us in the middle of the night. and Sam will bring the stick toys in. So I roll over and suddenly there's like this really hard plastic stick just jabbing me in the back, and I'm like, what is going on? And then it's attached to like a foot of fuzzy tail, and I'm like, what is going on? So yeah, the kids had a bit of a busy night playing in the parent playground. Toot says I confiscated one too, a crinkle ball. I also confiscated one. I found it shoved under my pillow, but I took it away from him. But good morning, guys. So the original plan was to stitch on my hoodie today, because I wanted that to be like our thing, like our chat hoodie. We're stitching on it together. It's gonna be a chip. Yeah, so I had my hoodie and it was sitting on this little table behind me that I was using as a workspace for doing some computer repairs. And I didn't realize that someone had knocked the hoodie off of the table, which is fine. The hoodie would have been on the floor, whatever. They knocked it onto the top of the cat's water fountain. This is like quite a large water fountain with a large water reservoir, which I had just refilled. And because it continues to pump water up into the top of it, my hoodie just overnight soaked up all of the water in the water fountain. All of the water in the reservoir. So it's hanging to dry and I've refilled the water fountain. But, yeah, so I need to let that dry before I can stitch on it. I was like, okay, well maybe if it's just like half of it, I can just stitch on the entire thing soaked. It would have been the most unpleasant stitching experience. So instead, and this actually works out, because I put my ridiculous 90s wizard, hi Earls, back into the project rotation because I was going nuts just working on shop samples. And I'm doing Toot's 3-day rotation, and this happened to be the day for the ridiculous 90s wizard. So that's what we're working on today. So I've got 2 shop samples, which are secret marketplace shop samples. And then this boy, which is my little bit of fun stitching. Whoop. Okay, bye, Earls. Although, honestly, I got into a really big groove with one of the shop samples yesterday, and I might just continue working on it after stream. But I am trying to keep those a secret until our marketplace reveals. Although, if you've been in the co-working streams, you've probably seen some of them. Yeah, I expect it was Glenn who knocked it over, but it really could have been on any of them because, like, it was just a sweater on a flat surface. Like, you didn't have to be particularly crazy to knock it over. When I realized, I was like, ooh. So I refilled the water reservoir of the fountain, and then there was we have the big Tupperware drink jugs, and there was some water left in the bottom of it, so I just set it on the floor next to me for like a minute because I needed to grab something, and Glenn dove into it, so he went and shared that with Toot. So it's been an eventful cat morning, but honestly we would have it no other way. Hey, good morning, Charlie, welcome in. So yeah, so I get to work on my ridiculous 90s wizard. Last we saw him, it was for my birthday stream, which didn't go very long because of tech issues. Knock wood, no tech issues today, please. But this is a kit from Dimensions. It's a charts and charms kit, so you didn't actually get the floss and the fabric and everything, you just got the chart and the charms. But I just have the chart. And from 1996, so not only is he 90s aesthetic, he is straight up 90s. And he was my birthday start. So what we did, for the birthday start, the center of the fabric is here. There's the center of the fabric, and I'm working with some pretty tight margins because I had this amazing piece of Ada, and it's big enough for the stitched piece, but like really small margins, so I might have to sew some fabric on. So I started down here. This is like the halfway mark, and I just started filling in his fantastic robe. But I wanted to get like some more details in, so you can kind of see the purple. Let me raise it up here. So I picked a color that goes all the way up, and I just stitched up instead of counting, because we all know we can't count. So I stitched up to here, and then switched to the gray so I could stitch up to his face, and now I'm working on his hat. So that's how I did that big jump. I didn't just jump, I actually like stitched my way up. Oh yeah, that's right, Charlie, you picked up that chart as well. Yes, I have a working digital copy because it large. I made some, and the original chart you can see in my little project preview. It's got that giant moon in the background, and then it's got like a gradient background like towards the bottom. He's standing on a big rock, and then there's a gradient background. And I took out the gradient background and the moon. I might do the moon later, I haven't decided. It kind of depends on how chaos the fabric turns out. So he's only about 18,000 stitches, which is far less than I thought he was going to be. This is good. 18,196 to be specific. And I realized that he has something in common with Rose Library, in that there's no 310. Oh, speak of the devil. Good morning, Moon. Welcome in. Welcome in. Enjoy your ADHD special coffee there. Toot says there's something poetic about Glenn being such a love bug while you finish up your Bella piece. Yeah, that's lovely. I love that piece. Toot started it for Bella, who passed away recently. Which honestly, I didn't have a great night last night. I didn't sleep very well, and I think part of it I was having some like Bella Pico feels. So I'm glad that Toot's getting that finished up today. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Only 18,000 for some of us, that's huge. I mean, for me it is huge as well, but I had in mind that it was going to be like Woodland Enchantress, which is like 43,000. So yeah. It's big, but it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I can't wait to show you guys the finished piece. I have the frame for it already. I mean, I say I finish, like, the finished piece, like, I'm finishing it. No, I can't wait just for you to see Toot's finished piece, because it looks so good and it's so cute. And she picked out an amazing frame for it. So, I am big excited about that. But yeah, I'm working on this guy. It's on this mystery 14 count. I think it's Pictureless Plus. If I had to guess, I would say it's Pictureless Plus, but I honestly don't know. It's nice. It's soft. But the holes are decently large enough that I'm not just stabbing into Ada every time. I mean, I'm using a 24, which helps with the not missing the holes. So, talk to me, people. I woke up this morning and I said I want to talk about cross stitch today. I don't know, first of all, do you guys get into this mood where like you're like, I want to talk about cross stitch right now? Like I want to both stitch and also talk to other people about cross stitch. Like I just wanted my brain to be stitch adjacent. Not necessarily like there's a specific topic I want to talk about. I want to talk about cross stitch. Charlie says yes all the time. See, that's how I woke up this morning, and I was like, you know what? I'm streaming today. I can talk about cross stitch during my cross stitch stream. And then profit. Also, yes, I am playing Floss Chicken because I only have like 2 stitches of this color left up here. In his hat. This beautiful, beautiful hat. Because like I'm in this period where I'm working on stuff for Marketplace. And I'm not really working on much personal stitching, but I want to be. Like, I'm feeling that startitis of wanting to have some different things on the go. But I also don't want to have anything else on the go. Like, I want to have other stuff on the go, but I want to for the novelty. But I don't want to because I want to get my Marketplace stuff finished well and truly clear of any deadlines. And I feel like if I have too many personal projects going on, I won't be able to do that without without guilt. Like, even working on this guy today, I'm like, oh, maybe I should be working on one of my Marketplaces. Even though I've set aside every 3rd day to work on a personal project. And I've done the math so many times, I am going to be well and truly clear. Hi, Earls. To finish all of my Marketplace stitches well ahead of schedule and still give myself time for personal stitching. So instead of starting projects, I'm just going to talk to you guys about the projects that we all want to start. Baby. Charlie says, I'm coming up on my 9th anniversary of cross-stitching and I can't believe it's been that long. Oh wow, that's cool that you can like pinpoint that. I know some people have a very specific start date. So what are you guys working on? Not just like right this second, but just what are your current like focus whips? What are you obsessed with right now? And if there's nothing that you're working on that you're particularly like I can't stop thinking about this, what do you want to be working on? I have a window open. We can look at patterns together. I can show you some of the patterns I've been looking at. Okay. Early girly. I need to see what color to stitch with next. The 3032, thank you. Charlie's working on their ADHD sampler that you designed. Oh, nice. You're working on, you really want to release that? Oh, that's great. Definitely drop a link in the Discord when you do release it, because we would love to see. Whoop. Early's really crimping my style right now, but that's okay, she's cute. Moon turned me on to a new designer, the Marigold Needle. I really like their style. It's kind of like Needlelot meets JetX. I don't know if that comparison makes sense to people, but it's kind of that like I'm not a big follower of the Artsy Housewife, but kind of Artsy Housewife vibes as well, but slightly more hinged. So Marigold Needle has a raven pattern, crow, like a Halloween crow, pattern. And I went and I saved that. I'm like, oh, but I can't do that one because I have like this other one, the counting puddles one that I want to do. And I can't have 2 crows with pumpkins. Like, that just doesn't work. And I realized I have so many saved crow patterns. Like, I don't know. I mean, I do know. I'm spooky. I'm a spooky bitch. But I also just kind of like that, like, jackdaw in the orchard vibe as well. Charlie says I have their strawberry jackalope saved. That one is really pretty as well. I really like that one. Let me get this thread started and I'll show you guys what I was thinking of. Early. My love. Do I have to move my pattern? Let's see. What if I put my pattern over here? Does that mean that you're gonna go sit over there now? Yes. Okay. What are we gonna do with her? So I keep my queue and like my inspiration, my wish list, that kind of thing in Google Photos. Just because it's a little bit easier to have like that visual reference for me. So I realized I could have a whole bird wall just from my wish list because all of these patterns were already on my wish list. And especially like this top row and this one is cracking me up because I'm like, yep. So this one is Pigeon Coop Designs. I love it. I summoned Commander. I summoned Commander with the bird up. Welcome in, Commander. This one is Cottage Garden Samplings. I love this whole series, but I don't want to stitch the whole series because then I'd have to stitch the whole series and not just 1 or 2. But the bat from this series is also very good. This is the one from Marigold Needle, and I like it because like you can definitely see where I'm saying Jet X, right? Because the raven itself is very Needle-Lot. But then down here, the like sampler, the Art Deco sampler type stuff is very Jet X. And then the other small motifs are a little bit of Earthly Housewife coming in. But the whole effect combined, I really like. Commander heard the call. And then this is Raven's Harvest Moon by Counting Puddles, which I really want to do this one. If I could only do one of these crows, I would do counting this one from Counting Puddles. One thing I love about Counting Puddles, I don't know how well it's going to show. If I can zoom. Oh, to zoom. I cannot zoom. Okay. But if you look at the crow, if you look at the moon, why will you not let me zoom? Okay, maybe. It's blurry. But you can see that there's like pattern inside each of the other elements. Like it's really obvious here in the pumpkin where there's like plaids and other patterns, but it's the entire thing. Like look at these plaid leaves and this like gilded, and that's like that's very indicative of Counting Puddle styles, is the patterns within patterns. I love. And then this is Artsy Housewife, which I just, it's cute, and I love the gorgeous. It's cute. This is called Art New Crow, and I kind of have to stitch it just for the name alone. Also, it's Needle-Lot, and I love. This one I would love to do on like a 20 count. Something really just like small, dainty, precise. I saw someone do a Needle Lot Designs 1/1 on 28, and it looked amazing. It was so crispy. So crispy. But yeah, I love this one. And this pattern I actually already own, so I could start it whenever I wanted. And then this is a Mill Hill kit, so let's go back to the bird wall. This is a Mill Hill kit, which I need to get my hands on. This one is Fine Frog Stitching, which Commander has actually already stitched. It was his second project? Question mark? Yes. And Patron of the Bird. So if I do end up with a bird wall, I kind of need this bird. Second start but third finish, right? Because you did the little one. And then these four are from Noth Nalu. And I really love them. But I was holding off because they had released 3 out of the, so that's seasonal. You got summer, fall, winter, spring. And honestly, of all of them, I'm the least fond of the summer one. I might do some color conversions. But they had only released 3 of them for like the longest time. And I'm like, I can't do 3 out of a seasonal set. So I'm just not going to worry about it. And then they released the 4th one. I was like, oh crap, now I have to do them. So this is my potential bird wall. I'm gathering ideas for a bird wall. And then I might just like slide a dinosaur in there into the bird wall. She says, I swaddled Glenn against my chest with my blankie and finally have both hands free again. Whee! Hello, hello. Glenn does love to be swaddled. He really does. Make it a theropod wall? I could. I still need to figure out where I'm going to put Dinosaur Forest. Because that one needs to be hung up. Yes. Of all the things I thought I might end up with a wall of, it wasn't really bird wall. But, let's see. And then Charlie said they're wanting to stitch both Blueberry Jay and Cherry Magpie. Yeah, those two I really love. I love Jet X. It was a very... Jet X stitch. Oh, fi. It was a very technically difficult stitch. The Green Bungalow. But look at these, like, they're so pretty. So this is Blueberry Jay that Charlie was talking about. And I should be able to zoom. Like, I love Jet X's style. I never ever agree with her choice of fabric though. Like, I feel like a lot of the details get muddied. Jess is planning on releasing 12 more of the D&D classes inspired class banners. Nice. Yeah, because they've done a lot of like D&D, Legend of Zelda, Dragonborn stuff as well. And then let's see if I can find Marigold Needle. Hi. Binks is searching for John Cena. It's fine. You can't find John Cena. So yeah, this is the Marigold Needle. As you can see, like, some really gorgeous stuff. I like the Blooming Bear as well. I think if I did this one again, I would do some color conversions. But I love the little red-winged blackbirds. And then this is the one that Charlie was talking about, Strawberry Jackalope. which is just so pretty. Again, I like the central animal motif mixed with more geometric, like sampler style motifs. And that's kind of a theme throughout. So yeah, some of the stuff I've been thinking about. Birdwell. I'm really enjoying dropped needle under Early's butt. Getting the needle back under Early's butt. I'm really enjoying my 90s wizard, even though he's not my usual style. Like, there's a lot of like backstitch and French knots that's going to be happening eventually. And I don't know what I'm going to do about the charms. I don't even know where the charms would go. But I'll figure it out. I've wanted to do this 90s style wizard forever, though. Charlie's going to do Summer of Strawberries, which is to start work on anything that has strawberries. Oh, interesting. It's like the Strawberry Moon Sal, which I can never remember when the Strawberry Moon is. But a lot of stitchers do Strawberry Moon. And they stitch on something strawberry related. And I know the other thing right now is tomato. So May is for stitching tomato themed things. And of course, you've got Mania, M-A-Y-N-I-A, which Stitch Mania started, you know, in the mid 2010s as you start a new project every day of May. What did you step in that you keep shaking your paw about? Did you step in Glenn's water? Which is you start a new cross-stitch project every day in May, which I am not doing. I could. I'm not going to. I don't know if I could, actually. I mean, I have the patterns. I don't think I have the fabric for everything. But a lot of people are using Mania just as an excuse to kind of build their own challenge. And Monogamous May, that's right, Moon. But I've definitely heard, like, Mania is set some really wild goals for yourself. Or start a new project every week in May. I heard one, it was a designer, I can't remember the name of the designer. There's always a challenge going on. It's fun. I like the nature of these sals and challenges that aren't really like, let's all stitch the same project together, but just let's stitch together in some capacity. And that feeling of unity. I don't know if I could do Monogamous May, honestly. I feel like that would be... I could do maybe a week. Maybe a week of monogamy. I could do serial monogamy. But I don't think I could be monogamous for an entire month. In stitching. In Minecraft. Allegedly. Also slightly adjacent, Mermay. There's just Trans Merman by D's Merman by D's 20 Stitches that you want to do. I love D. He's hilarious. And also, like, very specifically Canadian sometimes, which cracks me up. Like, the amount of times he just breaks into Bare Naked Ladies songs. But let's take a look. I want you guys to enable me to expand my wish list today. So if you have patterns that you are thinking of doing, I will look them up. These 20 stitches. Oop. Lots of Stitch for Pride. Oh, that's cute. I don't see it though. Stitches for man. Ah, yes. Uncanny car. Was it this one? Charlie says, "Oh bless, he has coffee." Coffee. Yeah, he does. Over the sound of the crashing waves. What's that you hear? Over on a rock sits the most handsome trans man. But wait, he's a trans merman. That's cute. And Moon says Nathnalu has the crafting crow pattern. Oh yes, that entire series. He just put out a. I don't know why I always think that Nathnalu is a male person, but I believe that they are a lady crafter. I don't know why I said it like that. Hey, maybe. But yes, they just put out this one. Hi, Bings. For that set, which is the crocheting mouse. But yeah, and then so there's this one. This one. The Raven and the Ghost. This is really cute. This would be good for, I'm just gonna put this in the bird wall real quick. I also like Google Photos because I can just copy and paste pictures in super fast. And there's the knitting raven that Moon was talking about. But yeah. I love his little feeties in this one. Like they're just, he's sitting in his chair, he's got a little feetie stuck out. It's so cute. And this one, he's got his little ghost friend. Yeah, it's precious. I could again do a color conversion and give one of them like green outfit. I like green. In case you guys didn't. But yeah, this is the latest Nathnalu cozy crafting animal series. Is the crocheter, which I love this this Granny Square cardigan up on the hanger. I think that's super cute. Birdwall. And our bot popping up to remind you guys that we do have the retiring patterns. They are gone at the end of next week. Yes, next Friday, I believe. The 15th of May. Yeah. So a few more patterns are going to be added to that lot, and I will announce that on Monday. But if you would like any of the retiring patterns, the pop culture patterns, and a few others, now's the time to grab them. Early, you can't come and sit here and then give me angry tail because I'm touching you. I was here first, ma'am. I was here first. Oh, and then there's 2 more switches. Thank you for the coworker appreciation. Early. Early, are you leaving? Are you done with our spit? What if I gave you a treaty treat? Would you like a treaty treat? Excuse the bumps and rattles. I'm gonna see if I can get some treaty treats. Yeah, you want a treaty treat too? Okay. Okay. We're going a little feral for the treaty treats. Binks, I feed you. They're right there. They're tuna. They're grain-free tuna. Binks, come here. Binks. Binks, do you not want the treats? Do you not like these? Binks is walking around looking for the treats. Okay, I'm just gonna leave them on my desk for whoever wants them. She's just walking around yelling. I was trying to get it on mic for you guys. I tried. She's been doing a lot of the walking around and yelling lately. And very vocal. Oh, you heard a bit of her? They've all been pretty vocal lately, it's been nice. I mean, Glenn is a little chatterbox because he's still trying to get to know the others. It's straight out of Fae, which is the game that Toot's been playing on stream on Fridays, where Glenn just sings to the others and tries to be their friend. He just goes, ooh, ooh, and then Gigi just looks at him like, yeah, I guess I have a kitten now. Glenn just yells, be my friend, please. And it is that. Be my friend, please. Ow. Missed a stitch. You can go back. I'm really enjoying this pattern because I would not put these colors together, and yet they're working really well. Like for a sun and moon and star motif, which is what I'm stitching right now. Like we have the straw color, which, yeah, straw color. And then this, which I would call like a greenish brown gray as the other half of it, but it works. Moon says it's so fun when that happens. Yes. Like I'm so impressed sometimes by designers and their color choices. I feel like I tend to play it pretty safe when combining colors. But Charlie says I haven't done blended threads yet. If you're used to working with two strands, blended threads it's just two strands with a little bit more work. But also you have to do a buried start and a buried end. You just don't like that you can't do loop start with that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but there are ways. The easiest way. This is the way that I do if I have a little like length or something and I don't want to do buried start for whatever reason. I just I go to the end of the thread and I tie a little knot in it, and then that's a loop. Yeah, that's my loop, is the little I create my own loop. Then you get into the camp of stitchers are like, you can't have any knots. No knots.
Show me the one whose safety deems such destruction.
Alright, so there's his hat coming together. The purples are ghosting a bit on this fabric. I think it'll be better when I get the back stitch in. But at the same time, if it's ghosting too much, then that's where the moon comes in. So we'll just see. I want to get everything else stitched up and all the back stitch in before I decide. Although if I'm going to stitch the moon, I would have to do that before the back stitch. I do the back stitch and then have to frog the back stitch. We'll see. I was kind of doing typewriter method with this, and then I just decided I'm just going to fill in the hat. Yes, the moon. I'm not sure. You can see the moon in the preview picture. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the moon or not. I'm leaving that as an undecided at the moment. Charlie is not a fan of knots, but you've been holding the ends of the threads on the back before you stitch over them. Oh yeah, so like a buried start. That's always my tip for buried starts, is feel free to hold down the thread with your thumb or your finger. It makes it easier and there's no rules against it. I think I became less of a technique purist when I realized something about burritos. This is gonna make sense in a second. So I always would roll my tortillas into like burritos, tacos, and I could never figure out how to get that like nice neat edge, you know what I mean? Like when it's like a perfect like tube, cylinder. And I could never figure out, because I always had to, as I was rolling, I roll and then I tuck it in, and then I roll and then I tuck it in, and then I roll and then I tuck it in. And that's how I would get the perfect cylinder. And I was always like, okay, that's how I do it, but that has to be like the cheaty way. There has to be like a technique. This needle is permanently attached to this thread right now. Okay, there we go. There has to be like an actual technique that chefs and stuff use, because surely the solution can't be you just tuck it in as you roll. So I did some research as to like what the professionals, how the professionals get their nice neat cylinder. Guys, the technique is you tuck it in as you roll. That's the technique. There's nothing fancy about it. So now I'm like, you know what? If it works, it works. Listen, Toot. Listen. I know why my backs are a mess. I've never questioned why my backs are so messy. If it's stupid and it works, it ain't stupid. Apparently I'm just red-green when it comes to stitching. Right. Tightening all my screws. So yeah, the boy's coming together. Let's fill in this bit of his hat here. What color are you? Assuming I have that color. I'm missing 3 colors for him. Oh. I need to, it's 2 blues and a purple. So I need to pick those up eventually, but 3 colors out of however many are in the piece. I figured that's not enough to keep me from working on him. Well, we all know why my backs are a mess. That is because I A, don't notice knots, and B, when I do notice knots, I don't go back and fix them. I just let it ride. Which is really one of the biggest you do you bits of cross stitch. Is if the back is messy or not. The argument that I've heard for having a clean back is that having a neater back makes it easier to frame because it's flatter. So I will give you that. However, I don't think that applies if you're framing it in a hoop. But I will give it that it may be marginally easier to frame if the back is flat. Also, neat backs are super satisfying to look at. Not satisfying enough for me to actually do them. I love my little wizard guy. I haven't named him yet. I was thinking of giving him a name. Something indicative of the, evocative of the period. Sure. So yeah, no new starts planned for me. For a while, probably. But I don't know. I want to start new things. I just want to be working on different things. But I also want these things to be finished. It's hard being both a process and a product stitcher. Monderlin the Moonbringer. Ooh, I like that one. Monderlin the Magnificent. Magnificent. Mond is moon in German, combined with Merlin. Oh, I like that. Beep boop, it's a Gwen. Hi, Gwen. Welcome in. You made it. I know you were talking the last Saturday. Was it already last Saturday? Wow. About being busy on Saturday mornings. You slept late, so you will gym after Saturday morning DH serial. Perfect. This is Saturday morning DH serial and enabling but not enabling me for new starts. We're just talking about projects we want to do, projects we're thinking of doing. Yes, I'm thinking of doing a bird wall. Because I have many birds that I wish to stitch. But I was feeling like I couldn't stitch all of them because many of them are similar in style and theme. But if I have a bird wall, I can stitch all of them. Bird wall. But you can kind of see where I was going with, like, I have a lot of similar ones. The only pattern on this list that I actually already have are Patron of the Birds. Whoop. This Patron of the Birds and Art New Crow. Gwen just got an email from Fine Frog about her releasing her Nashville patterns, and the first one is a burb. Yes, Starbringer J, something like that. That's very pretty too. Yeah, like I really love this one. I still can't get over the counting puddles and I love the style of Max Pigeon. Star Picker J, yes, so cute. Let's see if I can pull that up. Star Picker J. Yes, this is the latest Fine Frog. It was a Nashville exclusive, and now it's coming to PDF. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. I've got the ones in my top row saved on Etsy, and you really like the ones made of flowers. Those are Altho Nathnalu. My tongue got stuck in my mouth. Yeah, these ones are also Nathnalu, and it's like summer, fall, winter, spring. So I really like those. This is Max Pigeon, Cottage Garden Samplings, Marigold Needle, Counting Puddles, Artsy Housewife, Need a Lot. I love this Mill Hill kit. I need to find it. Tiny Modernist just released an owl design on their... Ah! Tiny Modern... Oop! Tiny Modernist is local to us as well. No, I wish to see the public post. Show to me the whole thing. Will not show to me the whole thing. Okay. Looks really cute. Oh, look at April's! That's so pretty! Oh no. Oh, Toot DM'd it to me. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up because we actually have to go for an ad. So yes, we are gonna go for a break. Where's the break screen? Break. There we go. All right, we're gonna go for a break. I am going to mute. You're not gonna miss anything. And yes, we're gonna look at some more cool stuff when I come back. All right, go rehydrate. See you soon. Hello, welcome back. I got some quality Binks snuggles in over the break. And now Binks is in the window, curled up in the cat bed. But this is the tiny modernist pattern that Toot was saying, was mentioning, which I kind of love. I kind of love the little leggies and the little tiny house. Woo. Hi, babies. Alright, Earls is here eating the treats that Binks did not want. And of course, like the tiny modernist owl, that's very tiny modernist. And then, of course, with owls, you can't forget Barbara Anna, who has the Hoot vibes style going on. Which is like 3 different owl-themed designs, which I like Barbara Anna's aesthetic. This one, this owl looks like it's seen things. But most owls do. Let's see. But I like this one with like it's the crown of like oak leaves and the key and everything. It's very cool. I really like this one. And Moon said yesterday we watched a compilation of owl videos and baby barn owls look like cryptids. Yeah, most owls look like cryptids. Here's Earl's. She's eating some treats. Now she's not. Okay. I love barn owl cams. When they like just stick a cam in a roost. Love it. Alright, we're gonna give some pets for Early. Thank you, Gwen. Gwen said yesterday at work, friends sent an announcement. They have a home for rent, which has triggered my sad everywhere is expensive, and also I don't need 3 bedrooms. And then the teammate was like, you want to be roommates? And I was like, no, I don't think I could do it. But what if? What if?
Good morning, starshine.
Patchwork Panda, welcome in.
The
Thank you
earth
so much
says
for the
hello.
Welcome, welcome. Let me know what you're working on, if anything. If you've got any patterns that have been living rent-free in your head. We're enabling each other today. Hi, Earls. Charlie signed up for Spring Mingle, which is next weekend. I went to the Jingle Ball, and it was interesting, but it was a lot of like peopling. It was a lot of peopling. So I don't know. I don't know if I would. I really don't know. It's one of those things where like I feel like I would enjoy it, but I would also be absolutely exhausted afterwards, and I can't really be exhausted afterwards for something, if that makes sense. Gwen says, this morning I woke up and was like, if I had a roommate, maybe I would play any of my board game collection ever. Maybe. But Spring Mingle and Jingle Ball are virtual cross-stitch retreats, if you guys weren't familiar. They're held by Lindy Stitches, I believe, and it's basically there's a bunch of rooms and you go in and people have their cams on or don't, or have their mics on or don't, and you're just stitching together. There's like a little vendor hall area. Sometimes there's exclusive patterns, and there's workshops and meet and greets with designers as well. You really need your community and you're not on Insta, so you feel like these retreats will give you some of that joy. That makes sense. I'm enjoying Insta more and more now that I'm kind of getting more familiar with the landscape, you'd say. Good morning! Working on your purple iris hade this morning. Ooh, pretty. Just got back into cross stitch since not doing it since 2021. Oh, that's great. Are you mostly a full coverage stitcher, or do you do kind of a mix of stuff? I learned how to cross stitch in the late 1900s. Got back into it around 2010, 2011. Fell out of it, got back into it around 2018, fell out of it, and then got really back into it maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, and have been doing it really consistently since. Miko! Welcome in, Miko! We're doing good here. Good to see you. Commander says, I love the way you say it so casually. What, the late 1900s? Patchwork Panda does a mix, but you enjoy the satisfaction of full coverage. I started a full coverage. I've started 2 full coverages, both of which got UFO'd. I don't know. I'm really drawn to some of the art, but I don't know if I'm a full coverage to tread hard. You know what I mean? Moon is doing 2 full coverage pieces at the moment. Rose Library and Unseelie Forest Witch. So I kind of get like secondhand satisfaction from watching her progress on them. We are unconventional cross-stitch stands in this chat. Miko just came home from your part-time job. Gonna eat pork with sweet potatoes. Ooh, delicious. We're doing roast beef sandwiches for lunch, which are also going to be delicious. Thank you for the shout out, Toot. Yeah, so if you guys don't already follow Moon, she is another content creator here, and the other half of Toot's Brain Cell. So, and she'll be live tomorrow evening, stitching, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, she does stitchy streams with a little bit of gaming in there. Very community focused, very chat focused. She's just a great vibe. So if you don't already follow Moon, absolutely go and follow Moon. Charlie's thinking of starting another full coverage, but a small one from Pain Free Crafts called Magic Study. I think I've heard of Magic Study. Do you know who the artist is on that one? I have a full coverage chart that if I were to start one is probably the one I would start. Called Coven. Very pretty. Catherine Kahn, yes. Yeah. Catherine Kahn's artwork is so vivid and bright. I love it. But I would... There's one by Echo Chernick called Ballsnick, which just looks so pretty. Alright, we're going to unconventional cross stitch now. Convention. X stitch. Oh, it's not here anymore. Bum. Fall back. This is the one that is currently. Thank you so much for the hydrate, Toot. I really appreciate it. This is the full coverage that's currently living rent-free in my head. Echo Chernick art with the Art Nouveau. And then, of course, this gorgeous ball python that goes all the way down. Oh, so pretty. Yeah. Very, very pretty. And then, there's one artist on here. Mrs. Butter D. Oh my god, her art. Mrs. Butter D, like, and the fact that there's minis, like this one, I love this one too. And this one is 191 by 270, so it's a much smaller full coverage than most of the ones you'd get. And just, I love this art. Like this, the Nico Hotel. With all the cats. This one is so cute. Borgor. And I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at, like right now with all of the scratches. With having 2 kittens in the house. Yeah, so cute. The Mrs. Butter D pattern that is currently living rent-free in my house, though, is apple pie. Well, obviously. Imagine something like that with your babies. Alright, Miko, I might have to commission you to do me some art so I can do a full coverage cross stitch. But yeah, I love this one because like she's got the little curly hair, little mouse friend, zapping some apples. This cat's seen stuff. This cat's seen stuff. I love it. And again, this is a mini, so it's less stitches, but I think the detail is still really good. Anyway, all right. We're closing unconventional cross stitch. Then says I love that one and want it so bad. You should get it. You should pick it up and start it. It's only 73 colors. You have I'm pretty sure you already have enough 20 count for it. I'm the worst. I am awful. You've never done a Donna Stitch pattern and you love the Little Mermaid, so that's the pattern that's been living rent-free in your head? Donna Stitch. I remember that's twigging something in my brain. Donna Stitch, little. Yes. 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 As you can see, I have already been here today and favorited a few of their patterns. But the Little Mermaid one, I know these are so cute. I love this style. Oh, a little owl. This one. Yeah, that's really cute. Actually, one of the upcoming Patreon patterns from us, July's Patreon pattern is going to be a Little Mermaid piece. So stick around. Let's see if I can do it. If you want to sign up for a free membership, you'll get a little ping when that goes up. It's going to be similar to the Pied Piper piece that I released a few months ago. You think with summer coming you might may kit it up? That'd be a fun summer stitch. Looks like very color blocky, which is nice. I think after I finish the 3 stitches for... after I finish the 3 stitches for Marketplace, I'll probably have more stitches for the shop to do, let's be real honest. But I might be able to cast on. Cast on is not how we refer to things in cross stitch. I might be able to start a new cross stitch, a new personal project. Gwen says we love a good color block. They say eyeing Tiara. Tiara's so pretty though. She's worth the aggravation. I think for me, the biggest barrier to entry for full coverage for a long time was getting the fabric. But now I have an LNS that carries pre-grit that I could just email and be like, hey, do you have this? And can you cut it for me? And I'll be there in like an hour to pick it up. So that's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. We adore EMAT, or LNS, though. I'm very excited for Moon to come visit so we can go visit them. I'm trying not to think about work because I think about work too much. be real honest. Because it is kind of like, it's tied up in my hobby, right? So like, I'm like, oh, I should put together that list of shops that I want to cold email, and it's like, no, like, it's a work thing. Do that during work time. I can enjoy Lindy stitches as a personal stitcher without thinking of how I need to cold email them for the business. So it's Saturday and Sunday are kind of hard to like separate my brain that way. $110 CAD on 16 count easy grid. Well, I got out of your local shop for enough of what you needed for the Haid. You honestly forgot how much fabric cost? Yeah. Toot says, do my Faz badges count as work? Asking for a friend. No, they don't. I do need to get on that. I made a list of the ones that I have outstanding. Because you're almost caught up to me. So if you could like prestige to prestige 3 real quick so I can like get one ahead, that would be nice. I'm designing if you haven't seen Toot's sweater. I'm designing all the badges from Phasmophobia and she's stitching them up the sleeve of the sweater. So I have to design a few more. I think you just have Nomad left, actually. Toot says, oh, okay. I'll just prestige real quick. Maybe you'll get double XP for the Alan Wake event. Oh, that'd be fun. That would be great. They kind of owe us double XP after the jank of the update. If you guys are Phasmophobia fans, or just like watching silly gameplay, Toot will be live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, playing the new Phasmophobia update, which is very goofy. Very goofy. So I'm super looking forward to that. We might play a bit today off stream. We'll see. Farmhand and Ferryman is what you have left. Oh, I forgot about Ferryman. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, you already did Nomad. Great. Well, I have a list of ones that I need to do, but I'm getting into like the seasonal ones, which are really fun because that's like Witch of the Hollow, Hero of the Hollow, and like Witch of the Forest and that kind of thing. And I did Ghost in the Machine, I believe, but I don't know if you stitched that one already. I'll have to check. I have to consult my list. But I might work on that today. Gwen has finished their bobbin of 801. Yay! Okay, so I'm not as caught up as I thought you were. Gwen says, yes, it took that long after last week. I've been rotting in Sims Land, but you're working on Secret Project this weekend. I am so excited to see Secret Project come together. You are grooving along on Secret Project. It's gonna look so good. I am already a quarter of the way, like 28% of the way through one of the marketplace stitches, and I'm like, how? How am I this far? But that's good. I like it. I'll take it. I will take it. And one of them, I'm using the 18 count black that we got from Amazon, which was not worth the cheap price. It's pray for me. Pray for me. But it uses up all of that. So yeah, we're out of Black Ada. I talked to Toot about this morning. Because I was kind of like, I was looking at my queue and my planned projects and thinking about fabric, and then I realized that we are out of Black Ada, which we have not been out of Black Ada since 2024. Yeah. Because I used our own personal stash to restock the kits. And then, yeah, I used it for this, this marketplace stitch. So we have no 18 count, we have no 14 count black. So I was like, just let me know if one of your upcoming projects needs black, because we actually have a lead time on that. Hey Cassie, welcome in. Good morning, good morning. And my LNS does not have 14 count black Ada. They have chalkboard, which is like it's like a pewter gray. Mike says, out of black Ada, I thought I felt a disturbance in the forest. I know, right? Although, honestly, Toot's been using a lot of the Sparkle Ada that we got from Lilu X Stitch, and we still have a lot of that left. So, that'll be good. Alright. Filling in these stitches. Then what color are you? 922. Although, what color is this? That's what I want to know. 951. Do I have 951? I do not. That's why I haven't stitched it yet. Fascinating. These, I was talking about these little stitches in his face here. That's 951, which I don't have. I think Toot, yeah. There we go. Toot has it. Oh, I'll grab it. I really wish that someone else would keep an updated floss inventory for me. It's like, I don't mind inventorying floss. Keeping it updated is the problem. Like, especially our overflow. And then I start getting like, oh, maybe I could like rearrange the overflow. I could do the, I could, just rearrange how we store our extra floss, because our main floss is all bobbined, but then overflow skeins are still in the skein, obviously. And then I'm like, you know what? I have way more stuff to do that isn't butts with the way we store our floss again, and yet still, it calls to me, the organization. Right, so let's keep filling in his hat here. His nightcap. I love how ridiculous he looks. I love this pattern. And if you guys are ever curious about what I'm working on, you can use the command !project. I do update it for every Stitchy stream. Yeah, Earls. But yeah, I think it's because I'm not starting anything new, because I don't want that extra weight on my plate, that I want to do more stitch adjacent stuff. Like, I want to organize the floss a little bit more. I want to do a fabric inventory. I want to make some more needle minders. I want to do the stitch adjacent things, because we just got a bunch of, well, oh my god, okay, we got a bunch of new pins and things. So here's some of them that need to become needle minders. These are like the ones that are up next, I believe. this little one for Toot, which is super cute. I really want to do that one. But basically what I need to do is I need to grind off the... Focus. I need to grind off the nubbies in the back. And then smooth them down and attach magnets. This one's for me. I love it. Come on, focus, please. And this one especially, I figure, really encapsulates my crafting energy. But yeah, I want to make more needle minders because I don't have enough needle minders right now. It's definitely a not an issue that I have. I just want to do crafty stuff. Right, Gwen? Miss Frizzle's the best. I have a sticker on my cross-stitch box. It says, do it for her. I love. Oh, this is one of my newest needle minders, though. I got it from a local rescue. It's so cute. It's got the inclusive pride flag. Little kitty. But of course I'm using my my non-binary king needle minder for this one at the moment. I might switch it out. It's really coming together. I mean, I was kind of... I've been up close with his hat all day, but stepping back, like, I really like the shading in there. And once it gets its back stitch in, I think it'll look really sharp. But, like, there's 3 different shades of purple in here. And then the 2 shades of, like, gold gray. It's looking really good. It's looking really good in that very 90s shaded aesthetic type of way, which is exactly what I wanted. And I'm glad I found this one, because I was digging through like Teresa Wentzler books and borrowing ebooks from the library and trying to find just something that would work for what I had in mind. The vision I had of my ridiculous 90s wizard. Well, I hope I have given you guys some pretty new patterns to think on today. Like I said, I'm not starting anything, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm starting stuff. Like, get that new start energy, that hype going. Not gonna work, but that's fine. And then totally switching topics, I finished one sentence. I didn't even finish a sentence. I continued it with and then. So now that his hat's finished, I am going to try and do kind of like a typewriter method down his body. Just because I really like how satisfying typewriter method is. Because it's it fills everything in as you go, but in like a more of an instant gratification way. And that is just, instead of doing all the stitches of one color in a section, you start at the top with like the topmost stitch, and then you do one thread of that color all the way down, and then you go to the next stitch and you do one thread of that color all the way down. But because you're just doing one thread, you're only filling in a small chunk at a time, but you're doing it without having to park threads or snip threads or anything like that. Sorry, girls. I know, how dare I? How dare I? I'm in Early's airspace. The other thing I was kind of concerned about with him is when I was stitching him, the white was showing up very gray, because this is all B5200 with a little bit of like beaver gray in here, but it was showing up very gray as I was stitching it, and I was worried. I'm like, did I get like my skein dirty or something, or is this going to impact how it looks? And then the next day it looks just fine. Just totally fine. Which is kind of that same thing that Moon and I have talked about before, is especially when you're doing half cross, it looks very flat. And it looks like very stringy and not like it's gonna fill out. And then overnight, the threads like relax and it puffs up and it looks fantastic. I sincerely believe that the threads will relax when you stop hecking with them, and then they kind of fluff up and fill in all the gaps. So that's why I like, when it comes to coverage, I never 100% trust the coverage test stitches the same day. I like to wait until the next day, just to give them that little bit of extra time. Early, are you talking to chat? Oh, okay. Bye-bye. But yeah, I think if I were to do full coverage, I would go with the 20 count. Moon seems to be having a lot of success with the 1/1 full cross on 20 count for Unseelie. Thank you for the hydrate, Lady K. Let's all grab a sip of water. Or a sip of soda, as it may be, in my case. Thank you, thank you. What was I saying? Yeah, Moon seems to be having a lot of success on Unseelie with 1/1 full cross on 20 count. I did a little test stitch. I had a piece of 25 count even weave. I tried it, I didn't really care for it, so I don't think I'd go any smaller than a 20 count, but I really enjoy working on 20 count Ada. Like, I want to stitch everything on 20 count or linen right now. But at the same time, I need a linen break, so. 20 count Ada is just, it's so like crispy and small. I have one piece that I'm working on. I don't know if I have it available so I can show you, because I did hibernate it for the moment. Here it is. So this is Retro Games by Color Fleece Era. And it's so small. Look at it. Like, this is a 20 count Ada, and the stitches are just so neat. They're so teeny tiny and neat. I love. So yeah, I want to get more 20 count Ada and just play with that. I'm definitely more of an Ada stitcher, although I do have a slight obsession with linen at the moment. It just looks so good, but you know, like every fabric has its place, right? And I am trying to use up our fabric stash before I really... If we have something in stash that'll work for a project, I want to use it. That's how I feel. Charlie says the 20 count Ada is like a relatively new thing for me. You haven't tried it yet. I really like it. It gives me the same satisfaction as working on a high count without having to count the extra counting. That makes sense. And because it's still Ada, I don't have to worry about like the post and all of that kind of stuff. But I can still make really teeny things. And that makes me happy. Toot says Glenn just yelped at me until I swaddled him again. What have I created? You know what you have done. You've created a mini Gigi. And you have no regrets. Get out of there, Purple. Don't belong there. Charlie's fair. I have 140 count project on linen. It can be rough sometimes to find the holes. Yeah. Yeah, I love linen for the aesthetic. And I can get into a groove. I can get into a groove with stitching over two. But I find
such
that
a thing even possible?
The aesthetic is what drives my appreciation of linen. Also, the sensory of pulling cotton through linen fabric is so good. It's just chef's kiss. But not having to count is nice. Lady K pops up, just say yes, show us the baby. And thank you, Commander, for redeeming the wisdom of Cryon. So let's see what Cryon has to say for us today. So this is the Cryon cards. The Angel Cryon, as channeled by Lee Carroll, provided wisdom to humanity in several books, which then became distilled into these Oracle cards. I use Oracle cards and tarot in my personal practice, so this is not like a dig at anyone who uses them. But these are kind of unhinged in 90s. So you could get some good advice. You could get something just wildly unhinged. And we're never quite sure until we pull a card. So let's see what Cryon has to say. Toot posted a pic of Glenn in the Discord. Jump on over and check that out. Commander says, I need some advice for my parents' visit this afternoon. Need Cryon's wisdom. Alright. Get these cards shuffled. Oh, they're stiff. I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. They're also just slightly too large for my hands. Okay. So this is the wisdom of Cryon, as channeled by Lee Carroll. For your parents' visit, we're going to do one cut. We're going to do two cuts. Oh, this is a short one. God is love, and love is the most powerful force in the universe. It will protect and serve you. Does that help? Kinda. Well, it'll give you something to meditate on. It'll give us all something to meditate on. God is love, and love is the most powerful force in the universe. It will protect and guide you. Love thy elders, I guess. Or it means stick with the people that you love and present a united front. Ow. My hands are crampy now after shuffling. It says love the use of it. Yeah, the use of it for either love or God's pronouns. Gwen has one motif and a half left. 90%. Let's go. That's so exciting. I actually yesterday just redid the pronoun moth pattern, which I'm sure most of you have seen, if not stitched. It was one of my earliest freebies, and the pattern needed a severe redoing, especially because I had lost the original pattern files. I had like the PDF that you guys could download, but I didn't have like the chart that I could edit. I had to recreate that. So I did that, and then I added a bunch of colorways for like a trans butterfly and a pan butterfly and an NB butterfly, ace butterfly. And she has nah, but my parents are nice. They're just pretty boomer. Belt. Do you guys know that there's a new ace flag? Toot showed me this the other day. It's an inclusive ace flag that includes pink and yellow now for intersectionality and romantic feelings. Gwen says, I just found a row that only had half crosses. Why is this pattern so cursed? It's because you were the chosen one. Only you could bring it to life. And Toot says we love an inclusive flag. We absolutely do. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to release that soon so you guys can see the new pattern, the new workup. Gwen says I'm intrigued by this flag news. Yes. Yeah, it includes a yellow stripe for intersectionality with people of color, and a pink stripe for, like, to recognize that ace people can still have romantic or feelings of love. You've been frogging for the last 15 minutes. No, I'm so sorry. That's so frustrating. Hey, Nastasia, welcome in. Nastasia, when are you streaming next? I want to catch one of your streams, but you always seem to go live after I go to bed. Meowdy. Bot. Excuse me, bot. Where is Shody? Tonight you're going out at 5 PST. Okay. I will I will try and pop in for a little bit. Stassi is a fellow streamer. And creator of the Wonderlust Stitchy game. Very good bean. Followed a stitch instead of the grid. It was a rookie mistake. I've done that so many times. Landmarked instead of the grid, and then you're like, wait a second. I was a little bit nervous about working on this guy without a grid, to be honest, because he is so large, but also he's a little more fudgeable because there isn't a background to do. Where'd my scissors go? They're there. But you can see, I showed this off earlier in stream, but this is the exact center of the piece of fabric, so this is where I started. And I kind of did a line across, and then I started doing typewriter method, but I wanted to work on his hat, so what I did was I actually picked this purple that goes all the way up his body to this gray, which went all the way up to his head. So I stitched up, I didn't count up, because we all know we can't count. So I stitched up to his face instead of counting and hoping that I got it right. Very wise, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so that finishes off his hat. I think we're gonna go back to... Not gonna lie, this beard plus rim of hat looks like a slice of drippy pizza. Yeah, it does. It does right now. It kind of really does. All right, what color are you? We're going back to typewriter method. We're pulling out some 3032. I love him. He is my son. My ancient son. That teal moon in the back is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the moon. I'm waffling on doing the moon or not. I'm not doing the black background, obviously, because I have this completely wild piece of Ada. So I'm gonna do everything else and see how I'm feeling about the moon. If it feels like it's lacking something, or if like the crazy Ada is enough magic. So we'll see. The moon, I believe, is all done in half stitches, so it would be a lot faster to do as well. He's got like a big flowy robe on, and he's standing on a rock as well with an open book, so there's a little bit of detail down at his feet. But his head is coming along very nicely. I'm very happy with this. Like I said, I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I should work on one of my marketplace samples instead of this guy, but I deserve a day of stitching on something fun. My deadlines are not very deadline-y. I don't know. Because I'm also enjoying my marketplace samples, that's the thing. It's not like they're a slog. I'm very much enjoying them. The one that I'm doing on the 18 count Black Ada is so crispy. Like, it's just, oh, crispy. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Did you pick up a bit of purple? Get back under to the other side, purple. I know that's probably my fault. I didn't trim an end too well. You have some caking to do with Live and Die floss, and then you'll reward yourself with stitching afterwards. Nice. Is Live and Die one of the ones that comes in like the 20-yard skeins? I was considering getting into fancy flosses. I do have a stash of fancy flosses that someone else gave to me, and I was thinking of incorporating them more into my designs. Then I realized I don't really want to. I was feeling like I had to in order to be like a proper grown-up designer, which is, that's not the attitude that I want. So all my designs are going to stick to DMC, and I'm just going to kind of use up my fancy floss stash on personal projects. Live and Die is cross-stitch floss that you work for, so you get hanks of the floss that you cake and then break down to skeins. Oh, okay, awesome. That's cool. You got a bit of work to do. Well, I hope it goes well, and I hope you have very few tangles. I mean, I think wishing for no tangles is unreasonable, but very few tangles. Because I've heard of Live and Die floss. It is unreasonable. That's what I thought. You grumble and curse at the floss detangling, but you really do enjoy it. Oh, good. You're one of the not detangler people. I am to a degree. I find it really satisfying when a knot kind of like falls apart after you've been poking at it. I'm also the person who will just take a pair of scissors to it after a certain point. Prerequisite for the job is, how are you with tangles? I mean, it's different with fancy floss where they are obviously a bit more pricey. Although the Weeks Dye Works and Color and Cotton and are more affordable than I thought they were. So like there is that, but DMC is so cheap. It's not worth my aggravation and hours of headache for like 6 cents worth of floss. Nastasia says you yell in exasperation before cutting, right? That's how the thread knows you mean business. Oh yeah, the thread is well aware of my opinion of it. Like, I don't want to waste thread unnecessarily, but at the same time, it's not worth my aggravation and headache and stress. Snip it and go. You never like seeing a full piece of thread come out. This is getting a little bit more complicated. To find the correct gray stitches. Oop. Okay. Landmark, we must landmark. But I will do some gray, and then if I do all of the gray highlights, then most of his beard is just white, and I can just do a nice big chunk of block stitching, which will be good. But I think I'm just going to keep working my way down his face. His face and his beard and his shoulders. And, yeah, he's gonna... I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with how he's coming together. It's hard for me to not like hyper focus on him. So I think that's why I'm also thinking I might work on something else, because like I'm actively trying not to hyper focus on him. Because I can't afford it right now. Nastasia recently forced herself to work on a piece she would only put 300 stitches into in January. Surprisingly, today will be my 3rd day working on it. I'm glad I pushed myself to get back to it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, sometimes pieces just need a little bit of a break, and then they fly by. I've been talking, I have 2 samples for Marketplace that I'm working on at the same time as this guy. Which is why I'm trying not to like just stitch on him all day every day. Although now that his face is coming together, it's like I just want to see more of him come together. Just want to see more. But I'm also feeling like that on the Marketplace pieces, so who knows. But on that note, with me not knowing what I'm going to be stitching on this afternoon, it's time for us to wrap up. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. It's been 2 hours, which is my about the limit of my lung capacity. So yeah, we're gonna leave him there. He's looking good. Got his hat on. Got his beard going. The beard flowing. And we took a look at my bird wall. My future bird wall. But Future bird wall. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. This was, I love when I can do a Saturday morning Stitch with me. This was really, really super nice. Moon and I have plans to do another co-stream together, the 23rd, so I think that's in a couple of weeks. So let me do all of the rounds of shouties. If you're looking for some more cozy body doubling, Toot will be live tomorrow with Phasmo. They're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday with gameplay, no mic, just chill vibes. They've got a task list going. It's fantastic body doubling and so much fun. So Ghost Church is tomorrow morning, 10 Eastern. Moon is live again tomorrow evening with stitching in the community showcase, which is so much fun. So if you are part of her community, then every Sunday she shows off the stuff that people in the community have made. It's so much fun. I love seeing it. So definitely drop her a follow and try and make it for the community showcase in the evening. Gwen's off to the gym. But thank you guys again for joining me. Don't forget to take a look at the shop for those retiring patterns. Those are going to be retiring on Friday. I will send out another reminder if you are signed up to the Patreon for the little newsletters. So yeah, do that. There was no shop drop this week. The Patreon pattern dropped yesterday. That is the tiny Toronto tunnel monster. If you don't know what the Toronto tunnel monster is, in the preview post on the Patreon, which is free for everyone to read, I do go into it and I explain like what the tunnel monster is. So if you have a minute and want to learn a little bit about some cryptid lore surrounding Toronto, go check out the latest post on the Patreon. I would really, really appreciate it. And I think that is it for me. So let me find someone for us to raid out to. If you are subbed, please copy the first message. If you are not subbed, copy the second message. Da-da-da-da. All right, so we are actually going to change up the vibes a little bit, but we're going to go hang out with a friend. She is a horror streamer, so she's playing some games and demos right now, but it's going to be a fun, she's so much fun to hang out with. So we're going to go hang out with Nox. I'm going to start the raid now. So if you want to hop on, we'll say hi to Nox. Yeah. So my friends, thank you for joining me. I will see you in the coffee shop. I'll see you in the Discord server. I will see you in early sunny window bed. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.